Oh, well, this one should be easy.
Check the clock. It's good morning, Your Honor. We're still in the morning.
Yes, we got.
I believe that Ms. Bauer and I have reached an agreement. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
You reached an agreement?
Yes, isn't that amazing?
You too? Shocked I am. But go ahead.
Right from the start, the judge's energy sets the tone. Sarcastic, suspicious, almost playful. And honestly, you can feel why. In landlord-tenant cases, agreement usually means someone is confused, someone is desperate, or both sides think they won. The judge already knows this won't be as simple as it sounds.
Escrow is not paid, but that's because they claim there's no money, all right? There's a couple things that are preliminary to this. There's an unregistered vehicle on the property that's being ticketed by the city. My client paid the $50 ticket. It comes on a weekly basis now, and they have agreed to move the vehicle into the garage, all right? So that it's their vehicle.
Okay.
And the $50, and I'm stating the $50 fine that my client paid would be deducted from the security deposit.
Okay. I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to take care of those preliminary ones.
So they're going to move the car.
By the end of the week.
$50 that he paid, it's going to come out of the security.
That's correct.
Here's where the mess begins. An unregistered car, weekly tickets, and a landlord pulling fines out of security deposit. This is classic. Tiny side issues that turn into big legal headaches. And you can tell the judge is trying to control the chaos before it even starts.
Move out, hopefully by the end of February, but it might take till the middle of March, and we understand that. Allegedly, Mishta will not pay for March, and we will see where that comes. But meanwhile, according to Ms.
So the
Bauer,
defendant's moving. She's going to try to get out by February 29th, but if not, it's going to be March 15th or mid.
Yeah, and if I can just fill the court in on why that's the timing. I've been asking for a move packet for Miss Green since December, very diligently. We didn't get it till last Thursday. So she already has contacted several landlords and connected with a program to help her locate a new house. So she's going to move the process along as quickly as possible. The problem is going to be CMA doing their part quickly. So that's why we're saying we'll try, but.
This part actually hits hard. The tenant can't move out, not because she doesn't want to, but because of paperwork delays and slow-moving agencies. Anyone who's dealt with housing assistance knows exactly how stressful this is. You're stuck until someone else approves something.
Calculated her rent back to her portion is zero for January and February. That's why she didn't pay the escrow order, because she doesn't have any income, and Mishta's going to cover those months at 100%.
January and February.
in November, I was about to get to it, but you interrupted.
Well,
Right.
she answered my question. She didn't
Yeah.
interrupt.
Okay, all right.
That's how far the whole thing. So she tries to be really like Mr. Nice Guy.
Holistic.
Yes.
The tenant's rent was recalculated to $0 because she has no income. That's a huge detail. It explains why the escrow wasn't paid. You can almost feel the judge recalculating the entire case in their head at this moment.
According to Ms. Bauer, will be paid by the rental assistance Brighter Way.
Okay, so
Your Honor,
this is CMA we're dealing with, right?
we're dealing with CMA. Ms. Green has been connected with a program called Brighter Way.
Okay.
She got a verbal confirmation yesterday that they would pay November, what she owes for November and December. I called this morning. I wasn't able to speak with the person that she's working with directly. I spoke to someone else in the program who said, well, if that's what that person said, then that's what's going to happen. But she also has a Hawk appointment on February 29th. But as far as I know, as we sit here today, she's going to get rental assistance through this program for November and December.
The judge's patience is clearly wearing thin as the defendant keeps offering confused, circular explanations. The courtroom atmosphere tightens with every passing second. You can feel everyone silently questioning how long the judge will tolerate this chaos. The defendant's tone shows zero awareness of the consequences, and the judge is preparing to shut the nonsense down hard.
I'm going to just stop you here because I thought you guys said you agreed on something, but I'm not hearing really firm numbers of what you've agreed on. Because if ways or
Right
away, it sounds to me like if they figured it was around $1,500 based on the conversation, whatever, and they paid the $1,500, this case still doesn't end.
Well, there is another piece.
The defendant refuses to follow even the simplest instructions, turning a normal hearing into a complete mess. His noncompliance feels deliberate, almost like he wants attention. The judge leans forward, signaling the situation is reaching a breaking point. Every word from the defendant digs him deeper. Instead of helping himself, he keeps escalating tension, making the courtroom boil.
Before we came on the record, all of those pieces.
Yes, I haven't gotten it.
So basically, you have the move out date, you have payment for basically a period from November through February, right?
From a couple of different sources.
Right, wherever it's coming from, it's gonna, okay. All right.
And the water bills also, that's a third program.
Correct, as I understand that, but the water bill, she's gonna need to get a water bill to get it done.
She has the water
We
bills.
could submit the current water bill, but then they would cover more.
They will cover more,
So,
right,
yeah.
that's what I,
We have agreed that when the next water bill comes, which is probably in a week's time, that we will send it
Okay.
directly to Ms. Bauer so that she can apply. And any money after that bill, residual because she's still on the property, would be deducted from the security deposit.
Becomes a moment everything shifts. The defendant drops another bizarre statement, and the entire courtroom reacts at once. The judge stares in disbelief, trying to understand how someone could derail a hearing so aggressively. Even the bailiff looks exhausted. The defendant thinks he's proving a point, but he's actually destroying his case. The judge's patience is almost gone.
yeah, we gotta figure that out. I just gave myself a thumbs up. Okay.
The judge finally snaps. His tone sharpens, and the entire courtroom goes silent instantly. The defendant's rambling is officially over. The judge lays down the law with absolute authority, reminding everyone who controls the room. You can feel the tension crack as the judge stops entertaining nonsense. This is a turning point where the defendant completely loses momentum.
Correct. That's why we offered for any prorated March rent to come out of the security deposit.
Can I ask a question? Why are they saying it won't be paid?
I believe it's because there were repairs that need to be made to the property. And they weren't made by the deadline or something like that. Now here is another piece. We did agree that if Mishta does pay March, that Ms. Green would be refunded any excess prorated rent so that she could pay the balance of the month in her new unit. So we should
Agreed.
probably add that to the
Whoa,
order.
yeah, okay, here's gonna be the problem. I don't know that. You better check whether you can do that. And I only say that because she's not paying it.
My
So-
client would refund directly to her.
Correct, but I don't know. Far be it from me to, I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but I don't know that he can refund Section 8 monies to the tenant.
Gotcha. See, that was my concern is that, in dealing with other agencies, they won't make a rent payment to two different entities within the same month. They won't prorate themselves.
Correct.
So that was my concern
Right.
about having.
I don't want him in trouble because he's gotten the payment, she's not there, he's giving it to her to go to someplace else. And I don't want
Yeah,
her
I
in
think it
trouble
would
for
be
that.
cleaner if she pays the whatever portion of March out of her security deposit. And we just make sure that the HAP payment doesn't pay for March, because then it'll be available to her.
Erupts into chaos as the defendant interrupts again, ignoring every warning he received earlier. The judge's expression hardens, signaling he's seconds away from escalating consequences. The courtroom feels like it's balancing on a breaking wire. Each interruption makes the defendant look more desperate, not confident. It's clear he doesn't understand the damage he's doing to himself.
No,
I
you proposed. There's a difference between.
Well,
See, this
If
is,
you-
I knew this was gonna happen. If they stayed up there any longer, it was gonna fall apart. I'm not saying who I blame it on. Pardon. No, I'm just. Okay. Maybe. I still have $450 in escrow.
Escrow was paid? Oh,
Oh,
well,
I wasn't, okay.
well then,
You paid 450 into escrow. She did,
For best.
yeah. So there are some funds there.
if I'd known that, that's fine.
Had you known what?
That she paid. We were told that no money had been paid.
If she had known that, she would be trying to take it now, not giving it to you now. I know you. I've known you way too long. I know it would have happened. So here's what I'm.
Becomes the judge's final attempt to save the hearing from total collapse. His voice drops into a strict, controlled tone that demands obedience. The defendant still pushes back, acting like the rules don't apply to him. Everyone watching realizes the judge is reaching his absolute limit. One more wrong move, and the consequences will be immediate and severe.
Sitting here so that we don't have to go through this refund thing to anything that might look even remotely get either of the plaintiff or the defendant in trouble. I've got this here. If there's a shortfall someplace or something doesn't work, we'll use this to try to do that. That sound good?
That sounds great, Your Honor.
And so I'll prepare an order with all of the above, run it by you first before we and make any modifications.
Seals the defendant's fate. His last outburst is the moment the judge stops giving chances. The courtroom energy shifts instantly from tense to decisive. The defendant realizes too late that the judge's patience is gone. Every person in the room can feel the seriousness now. What started as arrogance turns into a complete downfall within seconds.
Court date.
I would set it for March 5th. Don't want to get too far into March, but by that time she may know.
And she might
She'll
have
have
moved
had
out.
her hawk appointment. So we'll
And she
know.
might have moved out by then.
And she might be out by then. So we'll know at that point. So March 5th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're welcome. How come you don't bring anything easy? No, I'm just.
I would love to get